Hello viewers, welcome to Joya's Kitchen. I hope you are all doing very well. Today I'm going to show you a very simple, easy dessert recipe which is baklava. Baklava, everyone knows what is baklava, and I'm going to show you the very easy way how to make it, because some people think baklava is very hard to make, but actually it's really simple and really easy. So just stay with me and I hope you're going to enjoy the recipe. I'm going to show you the easiest way, as I said. So yeah, just stay with me. So for the stuffing, baklava stuffing, you all know that baklava have a stuffing inside, and I'm just crushing some nuts. So I'm actually crushing three kind of nut, which is almond, cashew and walnut. But you can go for pistachio if you like, but I don't have pistachio in my home, so that's why I just leave that part. And you can see all my nuts are crushed. I need quite a lot of nut because my baklava is medium. I'm not making too big, but yeah, all my nuts are. If you don't have coffee grinder, you can use a pestle and mortar as well to crush your nuts. Doesn't matter, whatever you can use to crush your nuts. So it's ready. And now in this crushed nut, I am mixing around 3 to 4 tablespoons of dried coconut, because my baklava gonna be a little bit different than the normal as usual shop bought one, but doesn't matter, that gonna taste so good because all these crushed nuts and coconuts, and I'm gonna add some raisin as well. They're gonna give a really nice flavor in my baklava. So I'm just adding I just added my dry coconut. Try to use dry coconut, don't use normal fresh coconut. You have to use dry coconut. And now I am adding around 1 handful of raisin. I'm just using yellow raisin. You can go for black sultanas as well. So you can use even you can use some fig, dried fig as well. You can chop some dried fig and you can go for it. But yeah, I'm just using these 3 ingredients: nuts, dried coconut, and this raisin. So my baklava stuffing is ready. You can see they are all mixed up. So they are ready to go inside my baklava. Now I'm gonna make my sugar syrup. As you know that baklava is really little bit wet because they have like a sticky sugar syrup on top of it, and that's gonna make the baklava very soft as well. So I took around 1.5 cup of plain caster sugar. I added half teaspoon of saffron, and I added 3 to 4 slice of orange peel. You can go for lemon peel as well, but I prefer orange peel because orange peel goes really good with all this Middle Eastern flavor. And now I'm gonna make my sugar syrup. I'm gonna add half cup of water and I'm gonna make the sugar syrup. At the same time, for making my baklava, which is the important part of my baklava, I'm using some shop-bought pastry sheets. You can see, if you go any Turkish shop or Romanian shop or Polish shop, or even in any kind of like Tesco, Asda, any kind of super shop, they have this kind of very thin, like paper kind of texture pastry sheets. So this is the main ingredients for my baklava. So this is quite impossible if you want to make at home. You can do it, but honestly speaking, it's like too much headache. Just go in the shop and go and spend some very small amount of money and buy these pastry sheets. And I promised you I'm going to show you the easiest way. So that's why I'm going to use the shop bought one. So they look like square at first, and now I'm using actually round like pie base, and I have to cut them like a round shape. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. Look how thin they are, just like paper. So what I'm doing, I took all my pastry sheets together, the square one, and now I put my tray other way around, and now I'm using my knife to make kind of like cut the round pastry sheets. Did you see? This is the easiest way. If you are using square baking tray, go for it. Do the same thing what I'm doing, or you can fold your square pastry sheets, like you can double it. That's also one option, but my one is round, so I have to make my pastry sheets round. And traditional baklava, actually they bake in a round pastry sheet, baking tray, sorry. Very quickly I just show you how my sugar syrup looks like, because all my saffron, look how yellow is this. This one actually, this color came from the saffron. It's so good. I need some melted butter as well. So what I done, I took 50 gram of butter, and so I melted it. I just warm it in my hob, and that's how it looks. So you need melted butter for baklava. So in my baking tray, I already put one layer of butter here. You can see you definitely need to butter your pan first, because otherwise your pastry sheet gonna burn at the bottom, and we don't want it. So I'm just putting quite a lot of butter in the bottom. And now I'm gonna take 2 sheets of pastry sheet. I'm using 2 at a time. You can use 1, but 1 is very fine, and you have like they can break easily. So that's why I'm just adding 2 at a time. So I'm just look how I'm adding. So I already added 2 sheets of baklava sheet here. You can see, it doesn't matter if your edge is a little bit weird, because when you're gonna bake it, they're gonna look fine. And now I'm gonna put brush actually butter in this on top of these 2 sheets. So every layer of this pastry sheet you have to brush butter. If you don't do this part, trust me, your baklava gonna be disaster, and they're gonna burn, and they're gonna taste so bitter and weird. So every single sheet layer of the pastry sheets you have to butter it, and the taste gonna come from this sheet and butter together. So I'm just buttering them properly. So I buttered my pastry sheet, you can see I buttered it. And now I'm gonna add my nut stuffing, which I made earlier, my nut, coconut and raisin stuffing. As I said, if you can go for pistachio stuffing, you can go for only almond you can use, or only walnut you can use. There's no particular way, but that's how I like. I like a little bit of coconutty crunch in my baklava. I'm not adding too much, like around maybe 1.5 handful of these things. And now again I'm gonna add 2 sheets of these pastries. So again I added 2 sheets of these pastries, and again I'm gonna butter it. Exactly that's the way I'm gonna keep continuing layering my pastry sheets till I finish my baklava sheets. So it's gonna be quite thick actually. So I'm gonna continue the same process. So my layering is done. You can see it's covered actually all my baking tray. So, and the last sheet I already put the butter on top, and now I'm gonna put it in the oven for baking. So I'm gonna bake my baklava in 120 degree for 45 to 50 minutes. The temperature gonna be very low, and it's gonna take a little bit longer, because if your temperature is too high, that's gonna burn on top and the inside gonna be very raw. So you have to cook your baklava or bake your baklava in very low or moderate heat. So 120 to 130 degree for 45 to 50 minutes. So after 50 minutes of baking, that's how my baklava looks. You can see it's all done through inside, and I can see the very golden crunchy on top, and this is the texture we are looking for. And now I'm gonna add my sugar syrup on top of my baklava. You have to make sure when your baklava is also hot and your sugar syrup is hot, that's the time you have to add them together, because if your baklava is cold, your baklava not gonna soak the sugar syrup. So your sugar syrup and baklava both need to be hot. So you just make sure it. And at the same time, when my sugar syrup is hot, I'm adding around half teaspoon of rose water. This is very optional, because I added already saffron, but I prefer a little bit of rosy, Middle Easterny, Turkish flavor in my sugar syrup. I'm just adding very little bit of rose water, just to give it a little bit of more flavor. So now I'm gonna start adding my sugar syrup on top of my baklava. You can see. So it's just simple. When your baklava is hot and your sugar syrup is very hot, you just add on top of it. And this baklava gonna soak all the sugar syrup inside, and that's gonna be so sweet and nutty and crunchy and coconutty. Oh, it's gonna be so good. If you ever tried baklava, you know that how beautiful and how tasty that's gonna be. It's so amazing and so easy to make. I showed you the easiest way how to make it. So after adding the sugar syrup, 10 minutes I actually put it in the corner. So that was like 10 minutes it was in the rest, and you can see that goes really down, and that goes really, like, it's not very crunchy anymore, but at the same time that soak all the sugar syrup inside. So 10-15 minutes you have to keep it in rest. So now I'm gonna cut my baklava exactly like the shop. You can go for any shape. I'm gonna make it like a diamond shape. At first cut them like this kind of like row way, and then you know how diamond shape is. It's just they're gonna be like kind of like a square pieces. Very careful, don't force it too much, otherwise you're not gonna be like all outside, because still it's very hot. Ah, the flavor is coming from it. The saffron, orange, rose water, sugar. Oh my god, it's so good. So fresh at the same time. So here you go, guys. This is my easy homemade baklava is ready for you. And as I promised you that I'm gonna show you the easiest way how to make it, and I kept my promise. I hope you're gonna make this recipe, and you're gonna love it. If you make it, just have a cup of tea with it. Oh my god, it's so good. You don't have to spend money on Turkish shop to buy this baklava. Just make yourself and enjoy with your whole family. So yeah, I hope you're gonna like and subscribe my channel and follow my recipes and share my recipes with your friends, family and neighbors. So eat healthy and live healthy. Bye bye. Tada.